believe all the players are in the lobby. We are ready to go. The first map is Oregon. Nomads is going to be starting on defense, Motiv8 on attack. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the second game of the night, or the second match of the night? Cameron, are you ready for this?
Absolutely. Coming in hot.
And so we're moving into Oregon round one. Remember, Mira is banned, as well as, what do we have? We have so Mira, Blitz, Glaz, and Vigil are the bans. We do not have the overlay up for you right now, so I do apologize for that. But I can note it here so you guys are ready for it. You see kids' dorms and dorms main hall being the first site to be picked by Nomads, which makes sense because they don't have the mirror. It's tough to play downstairs without that mirror. It's something you really need to practice. And I coached a team not too long ago. And as soon as we noted that operator bans were going to be a thing, the first thing I said was practice Oregon without a Mira. Yeah. Because I knew without a doubt, if you're starting defense on Oregon, the other team is probably going to try to ban Mira on you.
Yeah, and that actually makes perfect sense. But because operator bans haven't been that thing that long for a lot of different people, it's also understandable why that is not exactly the case just yet. As far as knowing how to play without a certain operator, it's going to be a little while. Maybe we may not even see it through halfway into the season that we start to really notice teams comfortable with playing with adjusting their setup on different sites on different maps without a certain operator.
Yeah, it's all about the name of the game now is less winning gunfights, and it's more about game knowledge because of how things change.
Getting those adjustments in when you can. Oh, dog.
We are moving into the round now. It looks like Motiv8 going for a little bit of a take over towards the tall tower, watchtower, making sure that that's cleared out before they go for any play towards big window or by kids. Another area that you have to be careful about if you're going to rappel onto these kids' windows is that attic there. You could station somebody inside of attic. They can peek that window, and they can get a kill on whoever you have rappelling out there. It looks like Motiv8 has taken solid control of watchtower so far. Yellow sitting nice and safe in there, while the rest of his team starts to drone out the rest of the site and figure out exactly how they want to try to attack this site. Kush has dedicated himself to this rappel on kids' dorms now. But he's just kind of sitting safe until they know that attic is clear. And now Yellow has rotated out of Watchtower and heading towards Armory. So they can start getting a little bit of map control towards, actually closer to the site.
Joining on in. They still, of course, have to figure out where all of these roamers are being. We know through the X-ray that there are a couple of people downstairs in meeting room, I believe that is. That's what I'm spotting out. So they still have to do not only find them out, but also take the actual push in onto them.
And it looks like the Legion is sitting by Legion and Pulse over by Kitchen. A pretty solid spot for those two to be holding.
Exactly, and it's going to be crucial to clear this out because even if they ignore the bottom floor and go into the top floor, clear it all easily, Pulse from below is going to be really impactful, not just with his C4, but also just with straight up shooting his UMP through the floorboards below him.
And that EMP is going to come out and try to hit that. Oh, throw with the C4 onto Talon. That's the thermite. They can no longer open up this closet wall, which is what they were going for. They didn't clear out from below. They didn't realize that the pulse was down there. So that's very unfortunate, losing their only hard breacher with less than a minute in the round. So they have to figure out what they're going to do to rotate and change up their attack here.
That's actually really big. I think that move alone, that was probably the single worst thing to operate. They could have gotten taken out on the side of Motiv8. Let's start right now because now they have no way to go in other than just to slow push, just like Yellow's doing. And you can see how difficult that is. He immediately gets taken down to 50% HP. Had no choice but to flick over. Takes Callie down very, very low, and Callie is actually eventually taken out by the sledge. Sharks does get two. Now Billboard hanging off the sides. There's no choice but to spam through the soft wall as it's just him left 1 versus 4.
15 seconds remaining.
Lots of defensive utility was being pushed towards him there, and then Suzaku on the smoke is just going to go ahead and jump out the Kid Storm's window and shut him down to finish up the round. Nomads are going to take round 1.
Yeah, a very nice opening round, strictly based off of catching that thermite. What? Yeah, so just grabbing that thermite right off the bat was really what won the round. That, of course, winning those gunfights. Sharsh coming out with that 2K in the middle that we unfortunately missed on stream, but coming out with those kills nonetheless really solidified that. But the first pin in that strike was definitely the thermite. Good use of the C4 from below, and also a little questionable that Motiv8 seemed to completely ignore the bottom floor.
Yeah, and I mean Motiv8. So this roster has been around for a long time. One of the older metas is playing downstairs with that pulse to deny any plants above. So you know, a lot of older teams know very well how vital it is to clear out that first floor.
Yeah.
And Motiv8 dedicated absolutely no resources to that. They didn't drone it out. They didn't push it. They did nothing to try to fight that. And there was a pulse on the board. And I'm assuming that the main reason that they didn't drone out below is because they never spotted that pulse. That's the only thing that I could think of that would make Motiv8 slip up to the point where, you know, they're not droning out and clearing out the first floor.
So after winning the very first round on the kids' dorm, now Nomad's going to go back down to the basement and without the Mira. So we're going to see how they play this without those crucial black mirrors, giving them all that information, not just from construction, not just from tower, but also from the main entrance to get that plant onto dishwasher. They only closed up half the wall in the closet area, and so they still have the smoke able to throw it through a hole that they can break open with the shotgun. The problem is they're going to have to expose themselves to get the information and when to throw that. So of course it's not as easy if you had the black mirror involved. Right now though, we got yellow coming in, trying to open up the holes into meeting hall, try and gain some presence from above.
Yeah, Sledge made his way right into attic once they knew that that was clear. And he's just trying to make sure that they flushed out all of the defenders that might have been sitting in meeting, which it looks like they have. I believe it's a full turtle now down in the basement. And Kush is going to get the first kill, shutting down Sharsh. From attic, he shot him all the way down at the door of electric. I think he went to try to barricade that off, and it just did not work out well for him. That's unfortunate because that's the Ella. Ella can be a major fragger, especially in the hands of somebody like Kush. There is one of the defenders setting Harry Potter here as some of the attackers are starting to work their way down, and the shots are going to come off and down Billboard, but the other players of Motiv8 are going to go ahead and they're going to push forward towards Kali, but the C4! The triple kill from Kali, shutting down that push from the rear stairs was incredible.
Oh, that is absolutely huge, which shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. If a single move takes out 3 people, you know you've done your job. Ooh, gets spotted out though. Kali taking down even lower at 50% HP right now, but understands where the angle is. And pre-fires through that as well, and Bully Hunter also peeks out from the side, and they get a clean wipe onto Motiv8. The lack of Mira is not affecting them whatsoever.
Kali just went from Harry Potter to Kobe in 0.5 seconds, just letting you know. And that was an incredible toss. I thought for sure he was going to die there, and you know, him downing Blackbeard would have been for naught. Like he had 2 attackers just start walking down and just immediately start shooting at him, just devoting all of their gunfire at him. And man, that C4 was perfect. The C4 bandit too. Just so you know, no barbed wire. He just needs the C4.
Now we've won, of course, downstairs, up 2-0, going back to the upstairs site, the very top. I can't bank on them getting the thermite right off the bat this time around, and you also have to assume that now that the pulse especially was so critical into winning that round, round 1, that the attackers are going to be a little more focused on clearing down those roamers before they commit to the top floor.
Yeah, this time they're going to note it. They're going to be ready for it. They're going to be a little bit smarter about it, preferably. Did we have Billboard? No, Billboard was on the Blackbeard last time, correct? Because this time they have the Ying.
Yeah,
that's
so
a little
Blackbeard. That's now a Ying on the table.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a change-up, which could be nice. It looks like Kush is going to try to focus on that big window there a little bit, open that up, maybe head up that way, and play that. They really just had no pinch during that last round. They had somebody sitting on Kid's window that wasn't doing much. He got up there late for one, and then for two, they had nobody anywhere else on the site. They were all focusing on this, one doorway. So they all just funneled into it, and they just got slaughtered because of it.
Deploying drone.
So still, not a lot of tension happening onto the bottom floor. You can see a couple of players yellow here on the buck. I think a thermite joined in behind him. Oh, it was the Ying that was behind him. Roaming in through Armory, and you can see the pulse down here. You can spot, I believe that's 3 people that I count. Here's exactly where 2 of them are. I don't know how easily he's going to be able to C4 from that position, but if they walk out, you can definitely C4 through the top of those stairs.
It looks like he's not going to get the C4 kill onto the thermite this time, which is unfortunate, but his position is still pretty secured down there, so he is a solid spot. I don't think they're focusing on clearing him out, but they do have somebody watching the main door, so if he tries to cross past there, it is going to be a little unfortunate for him. Yellow is going to get some shots off onto Callie, almost throwing a grenade that way, but he did notice Callie kind of going prone and trying to peek that. So he went for the shots, which was smarter because it made Callie back off. There is a smoke playing this window. It's going to be crawling underneath it, and Kush just kind of sitting there, not actually firing at him just yet, as Cookies is still holding that main door. And now Billboard is going to start trying to get rid of some of that barbed wire over by the Armory corridor door, as Sharsh gets the first kill onto Yellow now.
It's onto the buck, not the most crucial operator to take on at the beginning, but here comes the smokes, here comes the fire, and here comes the bullets from Billboard onto Callie, but immediately traded out Sharsh with the second onto him. An angle down the hall, hiding behind a body as well, but Sharsh, he gets another one, he gets a third, and make that a fourth before he is finally taken out by Talon. Throw with the final shot to finish the entire thing off onto Kush, coming up from Large Tower. Yeesh.
I mean, things are just kind of falling apart for Motiv8. They're not. They focused a little bit on shutting down that Pulse's rotate from the lower stairs, but they didn't do anything towards sight until they had the Ying solo push. Yeah, Ying got one opening kill, but then immediately got traded back. Didn't get to set off all of their Candelas. So it's a bit of a waste of utility when you have a Ying pushing like that without using the Candelas. You lose smoke grenades, you lose Candelas. Makes it pretty hard. They had that wall on generator open, so they had the potential to try to open that up and try to walk in through there and go for a plant. If they had tried to play to get a little bit of control of maybe white stairs, or maybe even just big windows, so they could stop Amira from going. Or did they have Amira? I think no. Mira's banned, so they couldn't.
Mira's banned.
Yeah. So so they could stop somebody from coming around that corner with a C4 out. But they just didn't really focus on it. They just. I don't know. It almost seems like they're pugging it out right now. It seems like Motiv8 is playing more of a pug match where they're just going with what happens, and it's not working out for them because Nomads is just way too prepared for that.
Yeah, and if anything, it almost just feels like that they're not putting pressure from multiple angles in conjunction with each other. Like, they have people, from different sides of it, but it almost feels like one's attacking at a time when they're not really closing in together, and that allows Nomad to easily focus their defense on one angle. Plus some amazing shots by Sharsh. That's got to be up there as well as a crucial factor. That part can't be ignored. Ooh, Jackal rushing straight into bathrooms.
I mean, this is confidence right now from Motiv8. This is them knowing what they need to do when they need to do it. Pushing in quickly, I'm assuming he had a drone ahead of him. If he didn't, that's a major risk that he took. But I do see now 2 drones going right ahead of him there. So
I mean, it may not be confidence. It could just be anger. that's another emotion that I could understand.
I mean, we don't have Super in this game, so he's not going to be raging about everything. But yeah, I mean, they're droning it out now. It looks like this round they're taking a little bit more. They're being a bit more smart about this round. A bit smarter. Sorry, English. Fun. So they're being a bit smarter, and pushing this with the drones. And there's Kush getting the first kill on Callie. That's the bandit out of the game now. Just completely pushed him right out of the game. He's gone. So that's the opening frag, but they're not really working off of that. They still haven't dropped into meeting. They haven't gained any more ground from that kill. They got the kill, and now Billboard is in meeting. He's going to scan some footprints, and Jaeger's going to get spotted in Big Tower. But now they have to focus on getting this Jaeger out of here. And I can almost guarantee they're going to dedicate a lot of resources to getting him out of there, rather than spending resources getting onto site and having one person hold the rotate. I see 3 people right now trying to shoot at this Jaeger. And it's just, it's not the smarter way to do it. You need to have people trying to get sight and then just shut off the rotate from the Jaeger. It's the smarter way to play. Minute 5, minute 10 left in the round. Go ahead.
Oh, I guess that they thought they'd get the Jaeger real quick, and Kush does finally grab him, makes it a 5-on-3, makes it a lot comfortable right now. But as you said, it has been down to a minute, and they haven't started to really go down onto the sides just yet. So they may start to run out of time. If Jaeger's able to stay even just a little more alive for a little longer, it could have been huge. And oh no, Sharsh took out a drone, having to retreat back into the site, almost gets stabbed in the back, takes a lot of damage, but is alive at least for now.
30 seconds.
Hello. There we go. Thank you. You got it.
So 30 seconds left in the round. It is a 2v2 right now as Suzaku drops another kill now with the shotgun. He is just melting everybody down with the shotgun right now. They're just coming flying around that corner, and he's shutting it down like it's absolutely nothing. There's a Claymore right there, but he does have an angle to shoot at it. He's not going to, though. He's going to bait the attacker out to think that he's safe to go there. But the attacker is on site right now. Kush is going to push over towards Closet there, not find any of the defenders. It's 5 seconds left in the round. He does not have the diffuser. He's not going to be able to try to get the plant down. He's going to head up towards the diffuser now, but he's going to get shot from Sharsh from the hallway. And Nomads is going to take round 4.
So even once the attackers are able to, spend their resources, but they get ground, they get a couple of kills, every single time it's shut down by a hero play by someone on the site. Round number 2, it was Cali with the C4. This round, it was Sharsh on the smoke with a triple kill. Sharsh on round 3 also got 4K. Sharsh is playing out of his mind at 8-1-2 on round 4.
I believe that was actually Suzaku that had the shotgun.
Or Suzaku.
But nonetheless, it was impressive.
The S's. Yeah, either way.
But it was definitely impressive. And you're right. Nomads, each round has had a star player that has made a pretty big difference in the way that round went. But at the same time, I think that Motiv8 is just playing this in a pretty weird manner. They're not really... I don't think they're using any strats right now. I think their main goal is to try to see if they can just purely outskill Nomads.
Do we think the Glass Vigil ban from Nomads kind of messed them up?
I wouldn't say so, because Glass is not a main pick for Motiv8. They have some solid players that could play very well with Glass, but he's not like it's not like he's a main operator for him. We have Billboard on Montaigne right now, which could turn out to be a pretty interesting result. But Cookies is going to take almost half health damage right off the bat from Throw, who was peeking Master right there, I believe. Not even Master. Might have run out of main door.
Either way, this much damage onto someone at the very beginning when it's getting so close to map point and they have yet to get a single round, that's just got to continue to put the pressure onto them.
And I mean, this was Motiv8's map pick. They chose this map. And now they're playing in a very weird manner. However, they are trying out a few different things. They have Billboard now blocking that doorway, blocking any rotates in that direction, while they potentially try to get Thermite up there to open up the wall inside of Closet. There is a hole in attic there, so if they're not smart, one of the defenders could climb up that ladder and shut down Billboard like it's nothing. But I think the defenders are kind of locked down into kitchen area right now. A smoke canister is going to come out from kids' dorms, and that's going to stop Billboard from blocking that doorway for much longer. But Kush here on the big window is going to go ahead and fire some shots towards Masters there, see if he can get anything. But small tower, Throw is just going to pop that open and shut down Kush, putting it to a 4v5 with Cookies still around half health. Cookies seems to be holding off that road. Yeah, they're not focusing on that at all. They're just focusing on sight.
That may have worked against other teams, but right now, Nomads, their roam abilities has been not even the only important part. It's been one of many important parts of this, of the entire defensive round. And a nice C4 comes in, kills Billboard, drops Yellow, and then Throw with the UMP takes down Cookies. Yellow's getting picked back up. So at least there's 1.5 people left if you look at the health bars on the attacking side, but the defenders are all at full HP, all 5 at full, and we have a minute left.
Yep, Yellow just sitting here holding an angle, waiting to see if any of the defenders get a little too cocky and decide to peek it. Some shots were fired from there, but he's going to go. Oh, Callie's going to get the kill on the throw, though, and then take out Yellow. Sharsh is going to shut down Talon to finish up the round, but Callie, I think, I don't think it was on purpose, but I'm just going to make a joke here and say that Callie wanted the kill just that much more.
You got to pad your stats, my friend.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about the stats.
Look at this scoreboard.
This is wild. This is not something I would expect to see from a team like Motiv8.
Yeah.
Not in the slightest. They're a strong team with strong players. Like, yeah, they got relegated out of Pro League, but that's what happens, especially when you have a lot of roster changes like they've had recently. And it's unfortunate because they can be solid players. They earned their way into Pro League, and admittedly, they had a rough Pro League season. But for a team to go from they've been around for a team to be around as long as they have, to work their way from Challenger League into Pro League, you know, they earned the spot there for a reason. It's not like they were just handed a spot. So we know that they're solid players. We know that they have the ability to make plays and to outgun people. But I think right now it's just they're kind of having a rough night. Maybe they weren't warmed up. Maybe this match is a bit of a warm-up for them. I'm not sure what the reasoning, but right now we're sitting at 5-0 in favor of Nomads. The Nomads is about to completely wipe out map 1, which is Oregon, which was Motiv8's pick.
I mean, don't count them out just yet. It's maybe match point, but Nomad 5-0. Maybe Motiv8 can come back and do the same. 5-0 on defense. So we're going to have to see. They are playing upstairs at the very beginning, just as Nomads, but this time they're not utilizing either the Pulse or the Legion. In fact, they're also bringing an Echo and a Valkyrie in, two operators I don't think you've seen so far on Oregon. So they're going to be playing it differently from their opponents. Let's see if it's going to be successful for them or not.
Yeah, I think this is the part where maybe we'll see Motiv8 pull out some strategies rather than going with the flow, and potentially we'll see Motiv8 come back a little bit. But I think it's tough to put yourself in a position like this, especially against a team like Nomads. The shots are going to come from Sharsh towards the Ella, and Ella is downed right now. Yellow has been downed, and I think Sharsh understands that and is trying to finish off the kill. And there it is. Sharsh is going to get the shots off onto Yellow to finish off that kill. And then a headshot onto Kush, who was sitting all the way down in kids' dorms. What an angle. Sharsh going for the plays right now. He has taken control of Armory. He's getting rid of that barbed wire. He's opened up this wall. He's put himself in just the position that he wants to be in. And he's taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, you can see just how comfortable he is right now. Shaking his reticle as he swung into Armory as well. He's super happy, super confident.
It looks like they've opened up this closet wall here, so that's going to give them a bit of an angle to look towards site. It's also going to give them some entry potential in case they decide to go for a defuse, planting the diffuser in there. It looks like Twitch is sitting right outside of this north window here, and Throw is going to get a kill onto Billboard now, so that's smoked off the board. So the only plant denial still standing has actually just fallen, and then Callie is going to push in and take out Talon as well. First map is going to go to Nomads. 6-0.
What a dominant map from Nomads, and it wasn't even their map pick, so I don't know, unless they bait us like this is setting us up to be an even stronger border. Motiv8 are going to have to come out with something huge, whether it's an off-the-wall map operator ban or just suddenly remembering how to frag or clear roamers, or else we may be seeing a really quick 2-0.
It is going to be border, which has historically been known as one of Nomad's best maps. So this is a dangerous spot for Motiv8 to be in. But we are going to take a short little bio break. It's going to be a 5-minute break. So the players and casters can go ahead and grab drinks, hit the bathroom if they need to. Stick around for a little while. We'll be back very soon with map 2 of Motiv8 versus Nomads.
started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. This love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCS Week 3 of Season 3. My name is Crazy Man. I am joined tonight, once again, by Cameron Davis. I think. I should be joined by
Yeah,
Cameron.
no, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, you just stopped, and I didn't know if that was for anticipation or attention or I don't know. To create
It's
a
your
moment.
introduction. You're supposed to be yourself. Say hi. Oh, but it's fine.
Hi.
It's fine. It's good. We know you're here. That's what counts. We're happy to have you here. I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to be casting with you tonight. I've casted so far tonight with Flynn, Ty Tangles, and so the match right now is
best for last.
Yeah, exactly. Say there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever
Let's go
helps
to
you
the
sleep at
operator
night.
bands.
Yes, the operator bands are important. I'll let you do them this time because I said them last time.
I don't know where they are.
They're okay. I'll go through them then. So the operator bands from map 2, which is gonna be border, by the way. Somebody let Nomads pick border. Big mistake there. But the operator bands for border, it's gonna be Glaz, Twitch, Jaeger, and Pulse being banned. So border without a Mira ban. Good to see. Jaeger being banned though does remove the counter for plays from Ying, grenades from Buck and Sledge or an IQ. So that Jaeger being removed could be a big deal. And then that Twitch being removed as well does give Mira a little bit of an upper hand because it means you don't have to stress out about your Mira windows being.
Sorry, I'm trying to get those bands. I honestly actually don't know where to go read those.
But yeah, so I believe the teams are in the lobby. We are just about ready to go. So it is Motiv8 versus No. Map 2 is going to be border. Ready to go ahead and jump into the match. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Crazy Man, joined tonight by Cameron Davis. Jump into border.
Let's get it. That's what the cool kids say nowadays, right?
And if I lose my hearing because of you, I will be very mad.
I probably should get some sort of.
I won't like go overboard and come cut your internet off or anything. Cough, cough. But
thanks, I appreciate that.
We'll be upset. Anyways,
that's worth it. That's something I'm willing to risk.
Wow. Okay. Good to see you don't care about me.
I never said that, but everyone gets upset sometimes. It's not
implied.
that much of
a. But anyways, first site is going to be Armory, Lockers, and Archives. Pretty standard first site. I know I saw a Mira there. Yeah, so Mira, Bandit, Vigil, Smoke, Legion, Defenders. Standard. Very standard. And then on the attacking side, Sophia, Thatcher, Finka, Blitz, and Thermite. So, Finka, not often picked in competitive play.
No, because you can, at the top level of competition when everyone's aim is on point, it's understandable to make the assumption that Finker's kind of useless. Because, you know, if you have the aim of all these players, you just get a headshot. You don't need that extra health. You don't need that extra recoil and all that good stuff. But that doesn't mean, like, that's, you know, the perfect situation. As we've seen time and time again, not everyone hits their shots immediately. Some people get caught off guard. Some people sprays get messed up somehow. And so it can be helpful. It's just, you have to pick it at the sacrifice of something else.
Yeah. On top of that, there is a smoke that has been picked by the defenders. Remember, when you're boosted by Finka, smoke kills you twice as fast. It does 30 damage per tick rather than, was it 15, I think, is the default.
Yeah, it basically doubles it. Actually, which is literally what you said. So it can be big, but Motiv8, we saw how bad last map was. They're looking to really change it up. They got the Blitz this time as well. They could be trying to pair the Finka and the Blitz together, just be some sort of bombardment in onto the site. The Blitz right now, he's come face to face, trying to hip fire onto, I believe that's Sharsh on the Bandit. Doesn't really land them, but the Thatcher does pull out his grenade. I don't know if Bandit's gonna be able to get that battery down. I think he actually pulled off of it. Gonna go behind the half wall. So they do get at least half of that wall opened, but Smoke having to use his gas grenades right now. All three of them, and it does get it down in a full kill onto Billboard. And so even though he uses those, brings them into play so early on, he gets a kill from it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a Finka boost that was active at the time, so all he needed was one of those smoke canisters to land in just the right spot, and it completely melted right through Billboard's health bar there. So Yellow now is going to land a headshot onto Bully Hunter. who was laying prone behind sight, or in sight, but behind that like small office doorway there. So now Yellow is going to go ahead and activate another Finka boost, push in, and he's going to get headshot by Callie. It's shut down immediately. Cookies is going to get a kill on the throws, all down to Callie, down with like 5 health. He's going to get shut down by Kush, and Motiv8 is going to take round 1.
Here we go. Finally, the first round of the series. Motiv8 are able to take it. Has to do some really good gunplay. Getting those first 3 kills off the bat is really strong. Kush, especially coming in clutch right now, grabbing 3 of them overall, including, I believe, the final kill. And now they're going to be going back with the exact same operator lineup on attack. Let's see if defense does the same.
And so far, it looks the same from the defensive side. One of the big things that happened that round would be the Zofia that got a kill on Bandit from below using the impacts. So it looked like Zofia was heading down below to try to open up the floor and get rid of the Bandit batteries that were on that wall so they can go ahead and open it up. But one of those impacts managed to get the kill onto Sharsh. And then it was Smoke that was sitting behind the half wall. So Smoke was in a pretty poor position at that point, completely cut off from rotating, with a Zofia below that could potentially shoot at him. But he did make a play. He did get rid of the blitz that started trying to get a little too aggressive there. And that came down to bad timing from the Finka, though. Finka set off that boost, and then the canisters started coming out. And that is the perfect time to counter Finka, is just as she boosts.
Well, let's see if they can't kind of close up those edges this time around. Hopefully, Sharsh won't go down so quickly. So surprisingly, it caught me off guard. I didn't even know what happened until you broke that whole thing down for me.
Yeah, it was, those kills were definitely very chaotic at the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to keep track of.
That's not necessarily something you can rely on as an attacker, so let's see if they can't repeat it multiple times through. Consistency is key when it comes to winning these games, because you can't just win one round, you have to do it time and time again. You gotta get up to 6 total. Surprisingly, that may catch some of you off guard, but you do have to win 6 of them. So they have 5 more ahead of them. Billboard on the blitz. Finka boosted, gonna be running straight to central stairs. Trying to go for the hip fire, doesn't land any of them, but it still puts pressure and it still forces that defender back.
Gonna start making his way up the stairwell now. So a lot of map control early on from Motiv8 here is what I'm noticing. They've taken over the first floor entirely, and they're playing it. They're walking around anywhere they feel like going because they know that there's no defenders down there right now. But it looks like one of the defenders did come down from east stairs, and then Yellow almost got taken out from above as Throw is going to shut down Billboard from east stairs. There it is. They got a little too confident. They had nobody watching that flank.
I think that was actually a team shot to bring Yellow down so low. So chaos continues, but this time around it's on the different side. Now Yellow is going to intentionally throw himself off the roof so they can get a reset, so they can get back up to 50 HP. They can continue their push in a minute and a half, and they have yet to really execute onto either of the sites, or from what I can see, really open up an avenue of entrance.
Yeah, it looks like they're focused a little bit on taking over, looks like security, and then who's heading towards office. Throw is going to take out Yellow, and then Talon is going to take out Throw. That's the Finka off the board, but thankfully Talon didn't fall this time. So that's the Thermite that they still have. They still have their hard breach capabilities. But they are going and rotating off to an office take. But Callie is going to take out Talon now. And then Kush is going to hit himself and his teammate with that concussive blast. Go for a peek and down one of the defenders there. Cookie's going to finish off that kill. The Mira sitting inside a fountain is going to get shut down by Kush, putting it to a 2v2. They have no hard breach capabilities. 45 seconds left in the round. This first smoke canister is going to go out to block that doorway.
Motiv8, looks like they're starting to wake up. They've at least taken Fountain due to their aim, not even necessarily due to outstratting the opponent, but can they continue this? They did lose their hard breach, and there is still one smoke grenade left on the board to use, and it's just now thrown out. Woo, Cookie tries to rush forward, but he gets taken down. No trade immediately available for Kush to take, and he's left in a 1v2. Angle is held on the diffuser, rushes through, finds Suzaku. Now he's left in a 1v1, doesn't have time to pull out the Legion Needle, and Bully Hunter is going to grab that final shot, tying it up 1-1.
I mean, it kind of started to look like Motiv8 would have had a chance to bring that back there once they brought it down to a 2v2, but it was unfortunate that Cookies just decided to rush down that balcony there and kind of walk right onto site. They did have the Legion just sitting right there for exactly that occasion. So well played from Nomads to take that round in the end. So we are put to 1-1 now. So each team is one round.
This also means that the defenders cannot defend on the same site again. They're going this time down to Ventilation Room Workshop. They got the castle, so we're going to wait to see if they're going to pull Bathroom into that hold as well. But can Motiv8's attack netted them one win? It almost netted them a second. How will it work on a new site? Because they have the exact same operator setup.
I think this is the players working on getting used to these operators potentially. So maybe they have a plan for this down the line. But it doesn't seem like right now it's really been thought out, planned out, or anything like that. It seems like they're still kind of going with the flow, seeing what Nomads is doing and then trying to counter that, like on kind of like on the
10 seconds left.
What's the word I'm thinking of?
When you lose a map as badly as they did map 1, didn't get a single round, hardly got any kills. It's understandable why for the next round you want to kind of like loosen everything up and just, you know what, let's just get out of our heads and let's try and just, I guess, play a little more naturally, a little more muscle memory, because we know they're good players. They should know they're good players. And so instead of kind of having them stuck in their head, overthinking things, which is what happens when you lose a lot. Oh, well, first kill actually goes the way. That's not very good for motivation, but nonetheless, maybe playing a little more naturally could help. It's gotten them one round so far. That's more than they got last map, but now they are down 2 people. So
Listen, you just need to change your Twitter handle to be the bad jokes guy.
Me?
Yeah.
What?
That was a bad joke. I heard that. I caught that. Don't think it got
What?
past.
I didn't make a joke.
You said that's bad for motivation.
Oh my god.
I
No,
caught
if I
it.
make a bad joke like that, I'm gonna make sure everyone is aware that it's a bad joke. Trust me on this. I actually
Fair.
did not catch that one.
Defender has left the designated
So it was so you unintentionally make bad jokes.
Yes.
You're reinforcing
Yeah.
my point here. Billboard on the El Holla is going to catch Sharch off guard and finally get a kill there. It is 2v4 right now. Unfortunately, it looks like Motiv8 has been losing a lot. Like they've just been losing people left and right now. Billboards now is going to be pushing towards Archives with Cookies right behind him. You need to figure out something to do for this. They don't have any hard breach. They don't have any breaching capability at all right now. They can't even soft breach. The holes in the floor are the holes that they get to work with. And if they don't like it, then the other guys shouldn't have died. But it's...
Don't like it, deal with it.
Yeah, there's not some... The defenders are just anchoring now. They're just sitting on site. There's a minute 15 left.
have recovered their diffuser.
There's not much that Motiv8 can really try to do here because they're in a really poor position. No hatch is open. Only the holes that are currently in the floor are the ones that they can use. Yeah, Billboard might be able to go for a plant here, but the only defense that he has is Cookies watching the rotate hole here. And now it's smoked off.
That's actually really bad because it means that someone can just the defender can run straight through the smoke, which is exactly what happened. The blind isn't gonna work out. Vigil continuing to put pressure on that window, forcing the blitz into the reload, but Thatcher does finally find that angle, making it a 2 versus 3. Still 40 seconds left. Dodges the C4, goes for the hip fire across the wall, reloads on the other side of a soft wall. That's going to be huge, but here comes the Thatcher falling down. No one spotted him. Gets a lot of damage, gets it down, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade over wall. It's still the blitz up 1 versus 2, but able to get the plant while Mira is getting picked up. Makes it a 1-on-1, and that castle wall is actually going to prove really good for the attackers right now. Zakari has no choice but coming through this hole unless he wants to give away a huge sound cue. Spots the diffuser, expects where Blitz is going to be. Blitz is now throwing. He heard it. He heard the drone being tossed out, going for the knife. It's going to break the shield, but it's not going to get the kill, but his bullets will. And just in the nick of time, he's going to go disable the diffuser, and it's going to be the defenders up 2-1.
Defenders disable the diffuser.
Blitz, you can blind him. I think unfortunately he got off his drone a little too late there to really actually be able to blind him. But it almost looked like they were going to clutch it out there between the Thatcher and the Blitz. Those were some very nice kills that they managed to land, especially with that Vigil into the window. They had no idea that Thatcher was upstairs. I don't know how they weren't expecting someone to be upstairs, but they just weren't. So, you know, Vigil laid down right next to the window and got punished for it. And then Thatcher dropping down did pick the right gunfight to go for. He went for the gunfight. on the people that were sitting to his right rather than the person that just ran right past him. So he was able to take out the
Attackers
dock.
need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
And then
Always look at the
he downed the
mirror
mirror
as well.
too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was smart moves from Motiv8 at the end there that got them that close to winning the round. But in the end, it just kind of, it all fell apart. And Nomads ended up taking it. So Nomads is now going to be 2-1. And it looks like they're in a pretty solid position to kind of keep a solid flow going for this map. See if they're able to take this entire match.
Well, we're only on round 4 right now. We're not quite there just yet, and we've already gotten rid of the possibility of another 6-0 victory for Nomads.
Yeah, we do. I do have to admit, Motiv8 is doing way better than they did last map.
Recovered the diffuser.
Yeah,
They did-
but
they
they're also
did get
playing
one
a lot
round.
differently than they did the last map, and well, it got them 1 round, it almost got them 2, it almost got them 3, but just barely. These round wins for Nomads, they are coming down to 1v1 clutch victories. But Motiv8, they've got to figure out something. They got to have more than just these clutch round wins if they do want to start turning these rounds their way.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
And they hardly even have those. They only have 1 round.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Yeah, I mean, Motiv8 needs to just step up. Stop picking the operators that might not be your default operators. Just kind of, if you have to run a strat, run a strat. But if you're not going to run a strat, at least try to effectively counter strat. Because right now what they're doing doesn't seem to really be directly countering anything that Nomads is doing. They're just kind of going for the gunfights, going for the aggressive plays, and hoping that something works out. And so far, more often than not, things have just not worked out. But Yellow with a nice shot onto Suzaku there, and then Sharsh trading it right back, and then taking out Billboard as well. Whoa. Sharsh with the plays right now is going to bring it to a 2v4, or 3v4, sorry about that. And then a C4 from below is not actually going to do anything except for startle Cookies just a little bit. He's he stopped ADSing for a second, then he was like, it's fine. Go ahead and look at it again.
Pants marginally, but that's about it.
Looks like Sophia is going to go ahead and get a little aggressive here and try to go for the plant. And Bully Hunter is going to push out, get the shots off, but Talon is going to shut him down after being brought to half health. And then Cookie's taking out Sharsh as well. Throw taking out Kush, putting it to a 2v2. And then Throw taking out Cookies as well on the flank and coming around, getting a triple. Talon will fall to him as well. 3 headshots in a row to clean up that round. Throw playing incredible right there.
That flank just getting that easy 3 kills at the back end.
They didn't even have a drone
they
watching
were so
for
close
it.
they were so close into winning that. And I feel like, I forget who it was that peeked out of closet, who was a 3rd death right before the bandit went down. That individual, I feel like, kind of overcommitted to it, kind of played their luck a little bit. But by doing so, I suppose distracted them enough to allow Throw's flank to come into play and get those final 3 rounds and final 3 kills, and now they're up 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, Motiv8 had nothing watching for that flank. I'm guessing they didn't have a Claymore there, because if they did, it would have been shot and they would have heard it. And since there was no Claymore there, and then they didn't even react to it, Talon didn't even realize the Valk was behind him until about 5 seconds after his, well, not 5 seconds, but a few seconds after both his teammates died, was when he realized, oh, wait, behind me. So that means there was no drone there. There was no call. Somebody died and they said, whoa, Valk somewhere. That's what I'm guessing happened. Because that's the only way that a team like Motiv8 would take that long to react to a Valkyrie that just flanked you from break.
Yeah, it's if that is the case, which, you know, we don't actually know if it is, we're not hearing the comms, but if something like that is the reason why, or at least a factor into why that happened, that's just not a good sign overall. Anyway, going into round 5 though, back downstairs. Back to a little bit of an upstairs hold once again by the defenders, which is perfectly understandable, it's perfectly natural, it is perfectly meta in a way to be holding this site. No really picks going their way this time around. They don't have the sleeper agent of Yellow on their side for this round. I guess that payoff was only for just that one single round, but Talon throwing his drone in, trying to spot up upstairs, and see anyone just yet. Sharsh though with the opening kill onto Kush. It's only the Ash taken down. I say only. Ash is a crucial player, but it's not like the same thing as taking away the only hard breach.
I mean, it was that you lost the Ash, 40-ish seconds into the round. Didn't really get any entry picks off of it. Didn't get any entry info off of it. There was no one there for the refrag. So, yeah, it's only Ash, but at the same time, it's not just that it's only Ash at that point. It's that it's Kush early in the round with no trade back.
Yeah.
But you are right that it's not Talon dying to a C4 from Pulse, the blow that they didn't drone out. Those look like Yellow is going to be peeking this hole here, and the shots are going to go between him and Callie. A little bit of damage on both of them. Neither of them falling to that, though. Thermite is going to go ahead and open up the wall there, and then potentially open up that hatch so that they can look down and get themselves some nice angles to peek from here. Some drones are going to head out downstairs, try to spot some stuff out, spot some people out. Cookie's droning. He has to get his drone downstairs. It was not in a good position, which is unfortunate. It's a little bit of a waste of time. Which is going to be a little costly for Motiv8. There is one of the defenders sitting over inside of Customs, I want to say. Because it would be weird if he was sitting Passport. Yeah, he's going to be in Customs. I believe that was Doc. Yeah. The Bully Hunter on Doc is going to be sitting inside of Customs. Watching for this push from Tellers. Which it looks like is going to be the final push that ends up trying to happen from Motiv8.
They have yet to get a single kill, and it's less than a minute left. We're down to 45 seconds, and it's also full health on everyone under the defenders, due in part to the stim pistol from the Doc, but he's only used one so far. The phone call comes out. They should be hearing where the Doc is, but he doesn't want to go for the phone reset because he doesn't want to get caught out. He does have the backup of Capcan. Cookies does find one underthrow, so it evens it up to a 4 versus 4. Now Doc is finally going to turn off his ringtone.
How is the Dokkaebi right there with a hole in the wall, but didn't push in and grab that kill? And that should have been an easy kill. Bully Hunter, though, is going to take out Cookies now, as Yellow is going to drop through the hatch into Workshop and then get taken out from the rotate hole. Talon is going to shut down Callie. It's a 2v3 right now. 1 second left. The diffuser is not going to start going down. Talon and Billboard getting some kills there at the end, but they were not putting the diffuser down. So the round is going to end in favor of the defenders. Getting ready to move into the second half now with a 4-1 lead for Nomads.
It's not a 5-0. And this time around, at least Motiv8 are fragging out, even if they're not winning the rounds. But, so I guess that's the first step. But the second step is to take those frags and actually apply it to multiple round wins. And it's coming down to the wire. Don't know if there's enough time unless they're suddenly able to quickly turn it on now that they're on the defense.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, Motiv8 doesn't seem to be having a great night right now. They're losing gunfights that typically we would see them win. They're not really counter-striding too well. When they were attacking just now, they were just bringing the same operators, which, is that the same operator lineup? Are those attackers the same ones that we just saw?
No, it wasn't a sledge.
There was a Dokkaebi, yeah, Dokkaebi.
On the last round, no. On the last round, Motiv8 did bring out the Dokkaebi. But also before that, it wasn't the sledge, it was someone else. But the other 4 were in line.
Was it Ash?
Yes.
Seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. But Suzaku on that blitz could be... Oh, yeah, Finka, too. We were just noted by our wonderful cameraman here, our observer, Ghastly Pally, who's been doing great work tonight, by the way. So we did see the Finka before. It's a similar lineup, fairly similar lineup, though.
Core 3 of Thermite Thatcher Blitz is still involved here.
Yeah, so we'll see if Nomads is able to put that into place. Suzaku could be pretty deadly on this blitz. We'll see how they end up deciding to utilize him. With Throw on the Zofia is going to be sitting up on top of the rooftop there, looking towards East Stairwell, seeing if they can catch off any defenders. But nothing really happening just yet, just kind of droning, gaining a little bit of ground here and there. Looks like Nomads has taken control of the this CCTV and break room. And Suzaku is making his way towards the armory wall, but the defenders have opened that wall up. They're shooting at it from half wall, just kind of spraying all of their bullets.
That's an interesting decision. We don't often see a hold like that, but Kush gets the kill on the throw, and the second one onto Callie from that very position, sending some more shots through. I believe that the shield wasn't there. He would have gotten maybe even a 3rd kill onto the blitz. But already, Motiv8 going up with a 5-3 man advantage on the first round of the second half. Question is, can they turn this into a round win?
Bully Hunter is going to finally take out Kush, who was sitting on the, is that the east stairs that he was sitting over? But the Bandit almost getting caught off there. Billboard is going to take a little bit of damage. Yellow now going for a little bit of a wide peek. It looks like for the most part, the defenders are just kind of anchored down right now, with the exception of Talon, who's sitting down over by Passport, waiting to see if anybody tries to rotate from below and head towards east stairs. A lot of focus is going to be on west balcony, though, as all 3 smoke canisters are going to get used up. Now smoke is going to run across there, and then a C4 is going to get thrown out by Bandit. So a lot of utility being used as Suzaku is going to get down by Billboard. Yellow is going to take out Sharsh. It's all down to Bully Hunter now, who's sitting over by this armory wall. He has the diffuser right in front of him. Talon is sitting on main stairs. All of the defenders know exactly where he is right now. He's going to try to throw some grenades, but it's a tough angle to hit there. And so he's going to try to push up a little bit, get a little aggressive, but there's 2 defenders watching him. They know exactly where he is. There's only so much that he can do, so it's kind of only a matter of time before something happens here. He fires a shot at a dead body. Gonna go for the wide peek. Get the shot onto Billboard, putting it to a 3-1. Bandit, I think, just went into small office, and there it is. Cookies from the small office window is gonna land the shots onto Bully Hunter to clean up the round.
So yeah, finally the second round on the board for Motiv8. First round of the second half as well. So let's see if they can't spin this into anything more. They're landing the shots, and on the defense, that's really all you need to do. There in every single game format, whatever, that there's an attacker and a defender, there is usually a innate defense advantage because the attackers, they're the ones that kind of have to come up with the strategy to push you. The defenders really just need to play off of each other and land the shots by themselves. We saw from the first half that Motiv8, they can do just that. They can land their shots and they can sometimes play off each other. It's a little question. There are a couple of rounds that us observers are a little questionable on how well they actually play off each other, but we're going to go into the assumption that for the most part they can play off each other. And now they're on the defensive side. This is when, well, it's obviously when they have to, but this is also when they have the opportunity to really climb back, and they could potentially win it if they go 5-0 or at least send us in overtime.
I mean, Motiv8 is on defense on this map does tend to be a little bit easier as long as you slightly know what you're doing. You don't even need a full idea of the game and what's going on to have a bit of an advantage, especially when you have Mira and you know where to place the Miras. It gives you a pretty massive advantage just based on the angles that it opens up for you to hold. Angles that were never thought of for this map because, you know, Mira wasn't around when this map came out. Looks like Motiv8 is going to go for an upstairs hold right now. Mira still setting up in Archive, so this late setup could be a little costly for them as Nomads are able to start their attack and start pushing in and trying to take sites. Looks like their first goal is to take control of the east balcony and the east stairwell here, with Throw already pushing into east stairs, but he's going to get shut down by Kush early on in the round. Not even 30 seconds have gone by, and Throw has fallen. That's the Zofia off the board. And Kush just kind of hanging out over in security now. But the attackers know where he is. They're going to try to flush him out of there. They're going to have a lot of utility that's going to be used. There is the iron being set off, trying to catch him if they try to move. And now some shots are going to connect onto Kush as a drone is going to spot him out. And then Callie finally is going to land the headshot to take him down, and Bully Hunter is now going to take out Talon, putting it to a 3v4 in favor of Nomads.
So what are Motiv8 going to do now that they have the man disadvantage? Okay, those Bully Hunters comes in, breaks open the wall, the side of the wall that is not reinforced, but oh, takes a lot of damage from behind. The half wall on the back, going to try and toss a grenade. In return, the C4 doesn't go far enough. It just helps open up the wall even more, but the mirror is going to back off. Gets taken down by Suzaku with Billboard immediately on the trade coming in from below. Still an advantage on the attackers. The second line does come in, and Sharsh is going to break in through. Steps on a needle, doesn't take it out just yet, but doesn't expect the Bandit to be hanging out in Archives, who now drops down back onto the bottom sites.
I mean, Motiv8 is now playing a little bit smarter. They're anchored down on site. They have both Yellow and Billboard still Very strong fraggers when they need to be. It looks like it's going to be Callie and Suzaku that are still standing. So they do have the Thermite Thatcher duo, but nope, no longer do they have Thermite. Billboard is going to get the headshot onto Callie from sitting behind that desk there. And now Motiv8 just has to hunker down. There's 50 seconds left in the round. It's 2v1. As long as they stick together, they're going to split Suzaku's aim, and he's not going to be able to win the fight. That's what it's all about at this point. But if one of them makes a mistake and gets picked off just a little too early, that's going to put a massive disadvantage onto the other one.
Oops.
Yep.
That piece of tile actually gave him away, which caused the smoke to come out. I believe it gave him away. I'm
not entirely sure because I believe the destruction is still client side. He's going to drop through the hatch,
He's going to drop
though.
down. He's going to get immediately taken down, so it doesn't even matter. But thanks for ruining my narrative.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Actually,
that would have been clever. That's like movie level stuff though. Like you just barely kick a little tile and it gives you away to like the bad guys that are trying to hunt you down.
Yeah, I never actually thought about that concept of small little pieces of debris like that being client side or server side.
Yeah, those and I think bodies are still client side. Because like sometimes we'll see where somebody is like laying down and they're behind a body. But on client side, they're not actually behind a body, so they're able to land the shots on somebody else, whereas that other person might not even see them.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Well, indeed.
It's unfortunate, but it's something that's been in the game, so people have to, they have to be ready to adapt to it.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Rarely will that actually have an effect on the outcome of a round. Only on very small things that really make a big impact. But nonetheless, round 8. 2 rounds in a row for the defenders. Can they turn this into more?
I mean, this is border against Nomads, so
yeah.
It's a tough fight to begin with, and then to be in the shoes of Motiv8, where you're not exactly having the best night in terms of frags and working as a team and just generally staying alive. It can be really rough to go against Nomads on border. But it's 3-4 right now, so they're showing that they're in it for a little bit of a fight. They've got a little bit of fight left in them, and they're kind of letting it show through a little bit.
They did make an adjustment. They dropped the Thatcher instead of bringing the Ash. So they're okay with losing the EMP rounds, EMP grenades, if that means more potential fragging power on the side of Sharsh.
We could see the Sharsh army crawl through barbed wire.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think there was barbed wire in front of the fountain wall there. I could be wrong.
Well, we're gonna assume that you're right, because you often are.
Oh, thank you.
You'd be foolish not to.
Yeah, so it looks like the defenders are all kind of hunkered down near site right now. No real focus on holding security or anything, but Billboard is going to get the shots onto Suzaku, who was down below. So that's the blitz being taken off the board without even a minute passing by. That's pretty unfortunate there, but it looks like Nomads does have control of East Stairs, so at least they've got that going for them. Garsh now is going to rappel onto East Balcony and then maybe fire some shots. Nope, not going to fire any shots through the doorway. Mind you, we have the X-rays. They don't. So he didn't know that there was somebody right there that he could have easily just kind of like popped. But they are going to be focusing a little bit more towards an office take this time, with some drones going into office. Bully Hunter is going to make his way into break room and then eventually CCTV more than likely to make sure that they have that locked down. And that mirror window there has been opened up, so that gives Nomads a pretty solid angle to hold towards sight. And then Callie with a nice headshot through the doorway there is going to take down Kush, putting it to a 4v4. He did take a little bit of damage there after that, but thankfully it wasn't enough to kill him, which is nice because he is the Thermite. Yellow now is going to fall on that Bandit as Sharsh is getting a little aggressive towards sight. Talon is going to take out Callie, though, so that's the Thermite, but he did get the wall open, so you lost your hard breach. Well, you lost your hard breacher, but you still got the wall open, so that's pretty good for Nomads. That's a good sign for them. Talon is downstairs now, though, and he's going to head towards East Stairs, and he's going to get spotted out. Some shots are going to go at him. He's going to be brought low on health. Throw is going to get hit up a little bit there, too, and now Talon is going to fall back and play it a little bit safer. Nomads has to try to go for the plant here. Smoke canister is going to come out. Here is that Sharsh army crawl that we are always going to see from him. Is completely unexpected. He's going to fire some shots at the person playing behind the bomb. The Mira is going to fall, trying to go for the prone peek, and now Sharsh is going to push towards sight and get a headshot onto Billboard right after Bully Hunter is going to take out Talon, and that's going to be Nomads taking the round.
ladies and gentlemen, that is all Nomads needed this entire time to win a round on attack. Is Sharsh army crawling on Ash. That's it.
Let it be
That's all
known
I
here
need.
that that is
We
all right.
cracked the
New
code.
meta. Sharsh army crawl on Ash.
Crack the code. Wasn't exactly through barbed wire, I'll give him that.
No, but it was through a smoke canister.
Was through a smoke, so arguably, I guess, even more cinematic.
True. Very cinematic, very heroic from Sharsh. Yeah, it just kind of fell apart for Motiv8. That thermite actually being able to open up the wall even after being secured was fairly costly. If Talon had taken out the thermite as well, it might have been that outcome might have been a little bit different. Because if that wall is not opened up, then they can't just walk in or hold from that angle, and they're forced to go in through a doorway now, which is a lot easier to hold than a giant hole in the wall.
Well, unless someone's army crawling through it.
True.
So
no, not just someone, but Sharsh.
Specifically Sharsh, yeah. So another adjustment, even after winning that round, you do see Nomads throw another adjustment our way. I believe Suzaku is dropping the Blitz and now picking up the Thatcher. So they still want the Thatcher on their side. They just don't want Sharsh to be wielding that operator. It's going to be a repeated defense attempt on the top floor. Once again, you got the mirror, you got the bandit. And they got the, standard setup. See if it can't repeat itself. Callie does spot out the Vigil. Right before Vigil goes basically invisible, but they've actually got him a little bit triangulated as well, I believe. Someone was breaking open that window. I don't know if that was from the inside or the outside. To me, it looked at the inside, but it could have been outside.
I mean, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Like Sharsh is going to be joining out. I'm confused as to why Motiv8 is not reinforcing this wall. I understand it does give you a bit of an angle to try to hold from inside of a small office there, but it's a pretty risky spot to be in.
My guess is that they don't want to commit a mirror window on that wall, but they also want to be able to get information from that angle at the same time. And so that's kind of the only way to do it. It is unfortunate that they don't have a reinforcement on it, but it also means that they have a free reinforcement to use elsewhere, and it doesn't take away from the rest of the setup.
A bomb has been located.
Yeah, fair. I could see that being the potential reason. Billboard did try to open up that door there so they can get a shot onto Throw, who was down below. It looks like the mirror window just got opened up from below. I think that was the fountain mirror window. And now Kush sitting inside of security is completely uncontested in here. They haven't even opened up the break room door yet. Less than a minute 30 left in the round. Nomads finally droning out Kush, who's going to be sitting inside of security. So now they're going to have to try to pressure him out. But he has Talon in there with him. And he's going to land the first shot onto Sharsh. And then he's going to land some more shots onto Suzaku. Kush is lighting it up right now. Callie now is going to take down Billboard as Kush goes for some more kills. But Throw is going to shut him down. And then now Talon is going to jump out and get the kill on a Throw. Yellow is going to take out Callie as well. It's all down to Bully Hunter, who's going to down and finish off Talon. He now has L hallway that he can try to make a push through. The diffuser is sitting out on the armory balcony right here. So he's going to try to grab that diffuser. Mira is still sitting inside of small office. Yellow playing inside of archive. So there's a defender on each site. It's going to be risky for Bully Hunter to try to get a plant down. And he does not have the intel on where exactly these defenders are standing.
And actually taking that shot only gives intel away. Mira knows that he's actually right around the corner. Going to throw some grenades back into the back of the site. But as we know, no one is in there, so he's going to sneak under this window. And if he goes for the plant right now, Cookies only needs to stand up. But in fact, he's going to continue to push forward, try and catch Yellow, but Yellow catches him first. And the defenders win round numero 9.
It was impressive from Motiv8. We're moving in around 10 now, so if Motiv8 takes this next one, we are going to go into overtime. But if Nomads takes this one, then we are going to be done with this match. That would be a win for Nomads. But that hold, I just want to mention real quick, on a hold inside of security from Talon and Kush.
Yes.
They droned out Kush, but they didn't get a drone over to Talon because Kush shot the drone immediately. So they focused some resources on getting rid of Kush, but then they had no idea that Talon was in there. So he was able to just jump out of the window and then down the player that was standing right there. So that was pretty well done. I have to admire them for that.
At the same time, Kush grabbing those first 2 kills right off the bat and even some heavy damage onto the 3rd individual before he was finally taken out has got to be commended. Even before Talon comes into the picture. But back down onto the bottom site after winning upstairs on the final round of regular time. So we're going to be an upstairs hold, similar to what we've seen previously.
The bomb site is downstairs. They're focusing more of their resources on the 2nd floor, which is the smarter way to hold this bomb site. It gives you the advantage of being able to shut down any plants that are on site as long as you still have top floor control, because you can just open up a hole in the floor and shoot at them no matter where they are. That entire area is destructible, so you can open up anything and everything if you wanted to.
Yeah, and if you also don't hold the top floor, then the attackers can easily just, if everyone plays down on the bottom floor, attackers can easily just take the top floor and open up those holes themselves onto the bottom floor. So it's not only an aggressive measure by holding top floor, it's also very much a defensive measure. We saw, what was it? It was almost a 2v4 comeback just through those holes in the top floor. Previous rounds, that is, but let's see what happens this time around. Sharsh on the buck, recognizes the mirror window, gonna open up a tiny little hole to toss a frag grenade through, but it's actually going to be shots from below, from the bottom, from Billboard to take him out. Talon with the 2nd as well to drop throw, and so going into the last round, it's looking quite promising that we may be going into overtime as Motiv8 are in a 5-3 lead. Oh, C4 doesn't net anything.
Well, there's a little bit of damage on Suzaku, but not a massive gain from that. Smoke grenades are going to come out. It looks like they're going for a little bit of an execute. The C4 from below from Cookies, though, is going to take down Suzaku. It's going to be a 2v5 right now, completely in favor of Motiv8. If they manage to lose this one, I will have lost all faith at this point. There it is. Bully Hunter is going to get the first kill for the attackers onto Kush. Callie following it up with a kill onto Cookies, and then Yellow trading him back right onto Callie. It's all down to Bully Hunter now. This seems to be the trend for the last few rounds. We're going to see if he's able to clutch this one out. He has control of the top floor as all the defenders have rotated back. He's going to throw a grenade into there, though, because he doesn't have the intel that nobody's sitting back there. Grenade's not going to do anything. It's a little bit of a waste of utility, and I don't believe he has any more, actually. Or no, he does have one more. He's going to walk into some of those bandit batteries and take a little bit of damage from that, and kind of alert the defenders to his position.
Trying to gather some more information of his own through the floors in the wall. But crossing over to get this diffuser. Oop, wasn't actually punished. Wasn't actually spotted out. Breaking over the castle, gonna go down the main stairs, but that's gonna be a smoke gas canister thrown his way, and he's gonna crawl through it, hoping to catch someone off guard, but he does take damage because of it. Doesn't expect him to be behind. Misses the shots though, Talon, and now Bully Hunters, he's left in a 1-on-2. He lost one previously, and now he is down to really low health. So it is not looking very favorable towards him still. 19 seconds, he's gonna go for the peek. He spots the bandit, but Yellow once again is gonna have the final shot against him. And we are going into overtime.
Buckle in, kiddos. This could be a long one. In case you're unaware, CCS is under a new rule set. It is 5 rounds, then swap sides, and then 5 rounds. If you go into overtime, it keeps going until one team wins 2 rounds in a row. We're going to start with Nomads on defense. They're going to pick Armory and Archives for their first site. What do you think is going to end up being the outcome of the overtime here, Cameron?
This does have the potential for a 2-0 overtime victory for Nomads. We saw how strong they were on their attack. This has been a mostly defense-sided map for both of these teams. And the fact that they start on defense is a really big advantage for them.
Yeah, and we saw them hold this site successfully several times. So, without a doubt, they should have the upper hand here. But I think Motiv8 might be starting to wake up just a little bit. So that means they have the potential to try to take this and bring us to map 3. And if we do go to map 3, I believe it's Consulate?
Consulate.
Yes. But this also could have the potential to end up being a pretty long overtime phase. These teams are pretty equally balanced when it comes to kills. as long as there's no early upper hand. When there's an early frag onto one of the bigger players on either of the teams, then yeah, from that point it does kind of sizzle out for them. But as long as they can keep themselves from losing that early, you know, I need to straighten out what I'm trying to say here. As long as they don't, as long as each team keeps their players alive, they're equally balanced, which makes sense. Like these players are equally skilled to the point where the gunfights are almost down to luck at that point because the skill is pretty evenly matched.
The one reason why I don't agree with that sentiment is because it has been an 80% defense round victory each time. And so over the course of regular time, over the course of when they both had equal chances on either side, it was even. But when it came down to the wire, virtually every single round, and the defenders won virtually every single round, the team that's starting off on the defending side is going to have a huge advantage into it. It's going to have to be something big coming out from the attackers in order to even allow them to get into second overtime, much less, or the second half of the first overtime, much less take the actual win.
Yeah, but at the same time, you even said it before, the defenders have kind of an advantage right off the bat because the attackers do have to push towards them. So that defensive advantage could just be based on the whole fact that this is an attack and defend game, where they have an upper hand going into the gunfights because they're just holding an angle, whereas the attackers have to figure out where they are and kind of get, you know, a nice push or a nice angle onto it. But I do understand what you're saying. It was the first pick is going to go in favor of Nomads, though. Minute 10 left in the round. The attack seems to be stalled out. A drone is going to spot Suzaku sitting back here behind half wall. Grenades potentially are going to start coming out to shut him down. There's the Zofia concussion blasts are going to hit him. He's going to be a little stunned from that. His teammates are probably going to be there to support him as the attackers are all just pushing in. Bully Hunter is going to drop yellow, and then Cookies is going to take out Bully Hunter, and Throw is going to take out Cookies. The diffuser is going down. It's a 2v3 as Kush takes out Kali. Suzaku takes out Kush. It's a 1v3 now. The smoke canister goes down, but does not secure the kill. Talon has to hold the diffuser now as one of the defenders goes for the peek there. Almost just barely escaping with their life. Talon now is going to go ahead and he's going to get the shots onto Sharsh. It's a 1v2 now as they're going for the defuse. He's going to take out Throw as well, but the diffuser, they're sticking it. Pros don't fake. Let me get that in chat. Suzaku sitting there sticking the defuse is going to give round one to Nomads right after Motiv8 had it in the palm of their hands.
Oh. And I believe that was Talon on the Thermite, almost had it as well. Took out the flank from behind, which is crucial, but even then was left in a 1 versus 2, able to grab the second headshot onto the Valkyrie through the mirror window, but the diffuse destruction was already in progress, and he wasn't able to rush it down in time. And now we are on overtime match point with Nomads. They just need to win one more defensive round, and they're going to win this entire series 2-0.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
We'll see if they're able to take it. They are going to be downstairs, which it hasn't always gone in their favor. They have had some tough rounds playing downstairs. But we'll see if they're able to make the best of it. I mean, it is Nomads on border, so if that gives you any indication of how this is more than likely to go.
But that being said, if the attackers can come out and grab something, grab this round, they almost grabbed last round, if they can just repeat it and have it go there, like even just maybe 5% more their favor. And if that happens, Motiv8, they're going to be on the defense, and they are going to have a huge leg up on the competition in winning this map in Arena 3. But again, in order to do that, they're going to have to come out massive, and what they're doing is actually pulling out the line. We've seen the line in before. Wasn't terribly impactful. The line that we know now is definitely not the line of yesteryear, and by yesteryear I mean yestermonth, where it was arguably one of the most impactful operators in the game's history. But it's still line still has its uses nonetheless.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the main change was that they dropped the charge from 3 to 2. So he only gets to set out his drone off twice. So
And you can't spam it as well.
Sophia, what? He's just losing that peak fight against Bully Hunter. Nomad's taking an early advantage by taking down Yellow. Oh, the Thermite almost falls, but Thermite's going to take out Cookies. And now Talon is finally going to get the shots off onto Bully Hunter, but it's a 2v4 right now, with Talon being incredibly low on health. Massively in favor of Nomads. It's going to take almost a miracle for Motiv8 to be able to bring this back.
I blinked. I blinked and this happened.
Yeah,
I blinked
that's...
and all we have is Kush and then like a paper thin Talon.
And I mean, we're probably not even going to have Kush for much longer based on the way that this attack seems to be going. He's kind of pushing towards this defender that's sitting in armory. He's pushing alone, but they're going to jump out that doorway and actually head over to secure. No, going to drop main door and then get shut down by Talon. I'm not sure what the play there was. Charsh just kind of threw his life away, getting headshot by Talon there. Talon very low on health. They're not actually going to go for the reset. He's just going to go ahead and open up that hatch right away and now make some holes in the floor instead of offices, trying to give themselves the angle that they can peek from if they need it. Now Talon's going to go ahead and peek this hatch here. It's very risky for Talon to peek, because sometimes the gunfights when you're peeking hatches like this could come down to who lands the better body shots or who lands the body shots faster. And Talon doesn't have the health for a fight like that. Kush is just going to go ahead and drop right onto site as Talon is going to drop on top of servers. Kush is now going to get down by Throw, and then Talon is going to get taken out by Suzaku as he pushes through the hole there. Nomads are going to take it 2-0 after taking the overtime, the first overtime that I've actually had to cast with the new CCS rules. They took the overtime 2-0. So 7-5 is the final score there.
Yeah, I mean, 7-5, it is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum as a 6-0, but nonetheless, Nomads taking this entire series 2-0. We saw Motiv8 start to wake it up on the second map. It was very, very close, but perhaps too little too late, as because they lost the first map. There is no map 3, and Nomads are now up overall 2-1 this season. Motiv8 now 1-2.
Yeah, congratulations to both of our winners tonight. Our winners tonight were Nomads, and then why am I drawing a blank on the first match? It was Hydra that won the first match over Carnage and Chaos. So congratulations to both of those teams. That last matchup was, I don't know, it was interesting. I think Motiv8 definitely took quite a while to really wake up there. And then once they woke up, it just wasn't enough for them to really bring it back. Do you have any other closing comments, Cameron?
No, other than I kind of wish we saw Motiv8 for map 2 exist on map 1, and even if Nomad still took the whole series 2-0, at least it wouldn't feel so kind of disappointing for Motiv8. Or we could have gone into a full 3 maps, which would have been an even greater series. But nonetheless, I really hope Motiv8 are not okay, see, now I'm trying to avoid making a pun and I can't stop.
It's fine, just let it happen.
You put that in my head. I hope they're not demotivated after this defeat, and they continue to come back stronger the next, because again, we know that they're good players. Just one unfortunate series does not define an entire team.
Oh, yeah, very well said. The teams that lost tonight, do not be discouraged. Take it as a learning experience. Make sure you learn from what happened. If there were comms issues, anything, just learn. Make sure you make improvements next time. You guys earned your spots in CCS, so you have the potential. Just keep it going. But so I'm gonna quickly sign off. My name is Crazy Man. I'm joined tonight by fellow caster Cameron Davis. I was also joined tonight by casters Ty Tangles and Flynn. And then throughout the entirety of the night, we had our wonderful cameraman Ghastly Pally working the in-game camera for us, getting those incredible shots for us, making sure that we always were able to follow the action and make sure that it was exciting for you guys to watch. And then a huge thank you to you, the viewers, for being here, watching us, and enjoying the stream.